Welcome back. In this video, we're going to examine the Facility Condition Index. A Facility Condition Index is a way of describing the overall condition of a building or other asset. The FCI is a key asset management metric and is composed of two parts. We use an asset's deferred maintenance as well as its real property replacement cost. Now, we've already discussed how to calculate an RPRC, so we're just going to have a little quick review. As you remember, buildings are a collection of systems. Each system has a cost. Once we add up all of the individual replacement costs for the systems, what we get is the total replacement cost for the entire asset, which we call the RPRC. Now what we are going to do is show you how to calculate an asset's deferred maintenance. Each of those systems will degrade over time. So each of those systems has an estimated lifespan. We can also look at how old that system is, and that'll tell us how many years we have before that system needs to be replaced. Now, a good preventative maintenance strategy can increase a system's lifespan, but eventually it will still need to be replaced. In this example, we see how the maintenance strategy is supposed to be used to keep each of these systems operate effectively over the life cycle for the entire asset. In reality, sometimes some maintenance just does not occur for a variety of reasons. What we can see here is the orange dots represent uncompleted maintenance. We would describe that as deferred maintenance. The deferred maintenance are the maintenance requirements not yet complete. Now, we can add up the value or the cost of all of those deferred maintenance requirements, and that'll tell us what the total deferred maintenance for that asset is. We can now compute the FCI. What we do is we simply compute all of the deferred maintenance for the asset and divide it by the replacement cost. Now what we're going to do is show you how to read or interpret that FCI score. In this example, we have a building that is valued at $1 million, and it has $100,000 in deferred maintenance. Its FCI, therefore, is 0.1 or 10%. Meanwhile, another building, which is also valued at $1 million, has $500,000 of deferred maintenance. This gives it an FCI score of 0.5. What you can see is that the lower the FCI, the better. We can then convert those FCI scores into a rating. A quick rule of thumb for the assets that we have at D&D is to remember 1, 3, 5, 7, all the odd numbers. Assets between 0 and 1, 0.1 are rated good, 0.1 to 0.3 are fair, 0.3 to 0.5 are poor, and up to 0.7 is very poor or critical. Once an asset has an FCI of greater than 0.7, it is described as not economically viable to repair, and it's more economical to demolish the building and rebuild it than to maintain it further. Now, an important note about the rating scales. In the previous lesson on real property replacement costs, we noticed that there are several ways to compute an RPRC. It is important that your FCI rating scale is consistent with your RPRC methodology. If you have an RPRC methodology that includes many soft costs, you're going to inflate your RPRC score. It's therefore very important to have a tighter rating band. If we look at our example on the bottom, on the left-hand side, we see the rating scale that is currently used. However, if we were to increase the value of our RPRC by adding more soft costs, what we would need to do is narrow the bands. Therefore, a good score, rather than going to 0.1, would only go up to 0.05. That's to reflect the fact that the RPRC as a larger denominator changes the result of the FCI. When we are assigning an FCI score to a group of buildings, there's a couple of different ways to do it, and we have to be really careful. This is the way that we create an overall portfolio score at National Defense. In this example, we have 3 assets, A, B, and C. We can see their different values. The way that we create an overall FCI is to sum all of the deferred maintenance and divide that by the sum of the combined real property replacement costs. And in this example, we can see that the overall FCI for these 3 buildings comes out to 0.09. On the other hand, if we simply average the FCI scores, we get a vastly different result. Here, because we're averaging, we get a 0.23 FCI for the exact same assets. In review, this video looked at the FCI. This is a little cheat sheet that will be included as a handout that shows the different formulas for computing your FCI, your RPRC, your overall FCI, and your deferred maintenance. Also included is a little rating scale. Hope you found it invigorating, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.